Okay, let's begin now. So, what we discussed yesterday was concept of communication. Communication has got its roots in Latin word communicare and Greek word communicus. Communicare effectively means to exchange, interchange, impart, flow, or engage. So, communication means the exchange of or interchange or flow of ideas, information, instruction, or views. Uh, as far as the whole process of communication is concerned, we must remember one thing, that communication is a two-way process. It is not a single-way process. It is always a two-way process, right? So in that two-way process, there is a sender. The sender encodes the message, whatever message the sender has to send, encodes the message in a comprehensive language that the receiver can understand, right? That comprehensive language can also be called common language. So the sender encodes the message in a common language, comprehensive language, sends that message through a medium, a particular medium, to the receiver. The receiver receives that message, decodes that message, and understands that message. Based on his or her understanding, the receiver encodes the feedback, sends that feedback through a medium, maybe the same medium through which the sender had sent that message, or the receiver can choose a different medium or different channel as well. Okay, so through that medium, the receiver sends that message, that feedback to the receiver. The receiver receives that message or feedback, decodes that feedback, and understands that feedback, and then equals that feedback to the motive of the message. If that is similar, it's okay. If not, then it is a case of either misunderstanding or miscommunication or incomplete communication. If the sender is satisfied with the kind of feedback he or she has received, so the communication moves further. So this is what the cycle of communication. Then we also discussed about the types of communication, where there are two types: verbal and non-verbal. Verbal means use of words. So verbal communication means communication through the use of words. Okay, it is of two types, or maximum can be of two types, cannot be of third type: written or oral, where we use words, and non-verbal communication, where we do not use any kind of words or related aspects of words. So it is gestures, postures, hand movements, touch, etc., or the space distance between two places. So that is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication controls around 75 to 80% of total communication. So this is what we discussed yesterday. Let's discuss them in a bit more detail. So verbal communication, the first one is written communication. Written communication, where we use words in written form. They can be letters, memos. Memos are also called memorandums, notices, reports, proposals, etc. A written communication is precise and accurate. It is easily verified. It is a permanent record, and it is suitable for lengthy communication. I'm going off here for 5 seconds, guys. All right. It is a permanent record. Written document or written communication is a permanent record, and it is suitable for lengthy communication. So, the examples that we have seen here: letters, memorandums, notices, reports, proposals, etc. All these are lengthy communication. In written communication, the responsibility of the sender or the receiver can be fixed easily, and it has also got legal validity. So remember, whatever is written is legal, right? So let's understand it a bit more, how it can affect a person, legal document. For example, those who live in a hostel, right? So early in the morning when you are half asleep and you have gone to get freshened up, and there one or two of your friends come up with a written document, application sort of thing, and came to you and asked you to sign that paper, right? So what is your impulse? Impulse is, okay, the person who has come to me is my friend. He or she does not have any thing wrong for me. Okay, so that is the impulse. We as a human being tend to follow this impulse, and that is why it is said that man is a human, man is a social animal, right? So we live in a society, and within that society we always trust each other. I'm not saying do not trust each other. Of course, it is a human trait to trust each other, and based on that trust, based on that mutual respect, we move forward, right? But then your friends came up to you and in the morning and asked you to sign that. You are half asleep and you trust that person, so you signed that. Okay. In the afternoon, you got a call from the dean's office or from the proctor's office. You were asked to appear in person, so you went there to see what the matter was. Okay, great. When you reached there, you are alleged with, or you are blamed with creating unrest, or like you are charged with threatening your classmates or your batchmates or your seniors or your teachers or anybody, and you don't understand. You never did that. How come it is charged against you? How are you blamed for it? Blamed for something which you have never done, right? तो वहां क्या होगा? वहां पे आप बोलोगे सर मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया, मैम मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया. Then an application comes up where you have signed. You have that application or that paper has got your signature, and you wonder ये कब हुआ, ये मैंने कब साइन किया, right? So it is anything which is written is a legal document. Understand that. Please understand that, and please be very careful in future. जब भी कुछ भी लिखा होता है, that is a legal document. It cannot be changed, right? Once it is written, it becomes legal, right? And that is what responsibility can be fixed easily and has got legal validity. So we have to be very cautious while we are going for a written documentation or writing something. People very easily they go to uh, visit Taj Mahal, and that on that pavements of the Taj, what do they do? They write their names, right? You can be caught, you can be persecuted. That is a very uh, very safe zone. You are not supposed to do that, right? So if you do that, you can be persecuted just for writing your name. Any handwriting in this world can be identified. No two handwritings in the world are identical. मेरी हैंडराइटिंग आपकी, आप मेरी हैंडराइटिंग में लिख तो सकते हो बट वो सेम नहीं है, इम्प्रेशंस अलग होते हैं, अगर वो फॉरेंसिक्स में जाएगा तो अलग होगा, राइट? So we have to be very careful when we are going for a written communication. I hope things are clear now. So written document or written communication is suitable for lengthy communication. Why? Because responsibility can be fixed easily. It has got legal validity. But at the same time, this written communication slows the process. It does not have any flexibility. वो पूरा जो प्रोसेस है उसको स्लो करता है, फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं है, ये तोड़ा मरोड़ा नहीं जा सकता। इसके लिए पढ़ा लिखा होना जरूरी है। लिटरेसी इज नीडेड फॉर यू, लिटरेसी इज नीडेड फॉर इट, एंड लैक ऑफ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिबिलिटी बाय ऑल। लैक ऑफ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिबिलिटी बाय ऑल का सिंपल सा मतलब होता है कि अगर जैसे ये वर्बल और नॉन वर्बल के बारे में मैं बता रहा हूँ, दिस इज अ रिटन डॉक्यूमेंट, ओके। ये आपको मैं बता रहा हूँ, आपको बताने के बाद आप समझ सकते हैं, बट अगर ये आपको न बताया होगा मैंने, या किसी को अगर मैंने न बताया हो, तो ये सबके लिए इक्वली कॉम्प्रिहेंसिबल नहीं है। कॉम्प्रिहेंसिबल का मतलब इसको समझा जा सके, ये सब इतने इजीली नहीं समझ सकते हैं, उनको पता नहीं होगा कि ये किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में चल रही है बातें, यहाँ लीगल वैलिडिटी की बात क्या हो रही है, यहाँ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फिक्स करने की बात कैसे हो रही है, ये चीजें सबके समझ के बाहर की होती हैं। रिटन डॉक्यूमेंटेशन या रिटन कम्युनिकेशन वो होता है जो टारगेट ओरिएंटेड हो, और सिंस इट इज टारगेट ओरिएंटेड, इट हैज नो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, and even after everything it is very formal way of communication. So you cannot write good morning on a piece of paper and give it to your friend, or write congratulations on. We normally do what, somebody achieves something and shares that on WhatsApp status. So what do? We write congratulations with two smileys, right? But still it is formal. You have all the time in the world to write congratulations with two smiley upon that WhatsApp status message. While doing that, you can always call. That is semi-formal or informal, right? So written documentation or written communication is always a formal way of communication. Then second part of verbal communication is spoken or oral. It is spoken medium, saves times, it gets immediate feedback, saves paperwork. Nowadays we are going for a paperless office culture. Paperless office culture does not mean it is going to be spoken or oral oriented office. Means digital words are going to be used, like mails, WhatsApps. So all those are paperless office tools, right? So, but then oral messages, oral communication saves paperwork. It builds a healthy climate, and it during emergency. Builds a healthy climate. Just now I gave you an example that a friend has an information on WhatsApp status, right? And then you are writing congratulations. While writing congratulations, your intention is correct, but then the person, your friend, is always expecting a call from you or a visit from you. Nowadays, in COVID-19 times, Corona times, we do not visit very frequently, but then we can always call. कॉल करने से थोड़ी ना कोरोना मोबाइल से घुस के जाएगा, right? So spoken medium always have a healthy climate and is best tool during emergency. हम लोग क्यों इमरजेंसी नंबर सेव करते हैं मोबाइल में, ताकि अगर कोई ऐसी चीज हो तो तुरंत कॉल की जा सके, उस समय रिटन कम्युनिकेशन नहीं होगा। आप अगर कहीं फंसे हुए हो, कोई इमरजेंसी हो गई, आप अपने फ्रेंड को व्हाट्सएप करोगे, अब वो फ्रेंड उस मैसेज को कितनी देर के बाद पढ़ेगा, यू नेवर नो दैट. So rather writing that message, why don't call? But having said all these things, spoken or oral communication has greater chances of misunderstanding because it has got a lot of flexibility. Spoken medium is heavily dependent on many paralinguistic features that we shall discuss in Unit 4. But it has got many levels of paralinguistic uh, features associated with it. टोन में चेंज होगा, रुको मत मारो, रुको मत मारो. So that kind of oral communication, it has got greater chances of misunderstanding. Right? Depends on the speaker, who is speaking that. Right? Written oral communication is ineffective for lengthy communication. It has got lower retention rate. The beginning part and the end part is retained, otherwise all the things in the middle goes for a toss. It has got no legal validity. वो मूवीज में देखना बड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि बुलाया और बयान दिलवाया और कोर्ट में कटघरे में खड़ा करके बोल दिया कि हाँ पहचान लो भैया यही है मुजरिम. ऐसा नहीं होता. It has got no legal validity until and unless that is documented and signed. It has got no legal validity. And there are difficulties in fixing responsibility. Who said that? Why did he say that? In what mood did he say that? In what tone did he say that? अब जैसे मैं आपको बोलूं कि I promise to burn your house. Now what is this? Someone will say it is a threat. Someone will say it is an example that the teacher is citing. A person can also say that this is a promise. How can this be a promise? There are multiple levels of meanings associated with spoken form. And if there are multiple levels of language associated with it, fixing responsibility is very difficult. And since it has got problems in fixing responsibilities, it has got difficulties in fixing responsibilities, it is informal way of communication. Then comes non-verbal. Non-verbal means no use of words, right? First type is kinesics. Kinesics, remember, kinesics is the study behind the science of body movement. So it includes facial expression, gestures, postures, tone and pitch of the voice, clothes, proximity, eye contact, silence, etc. So that is kinesics. It is the science behind, it is a study of science behind body movement. So if you see that my hands are moving, right, it simply means it is governed by my personality. That personality is showcased by my body movement, and that is kinesics. There is a particular science. It has got its roots in psychology. Paralanguage, it means like language. Language within language, the study of a language within language. It includes voice, intonation, pitch, pause, volume variation, mixed signals, proper words and sentence stress, and overall impression. So just now I gave you example, ruko mat maro, ruko mat maro. So what is that case? Case of pause. Ruko, then pause. Mat maro. Ruko mat, pause, maro. So it has got a variation, overall variation, volume variation, right? How do you know that a person who is shouting is angry or happy? In both the cases, a person can shout at, right? So that is when we understand that a person is angry or joyous, happy, right? That knowledge, that study is paralanguage, language within language. So language of emotion within spoken language, which cannot be spoken. When if I am happy, I cannot say I am very happy. It is not said like that. I'm angry, I am very angry. If I am angry, I will not say I am very angry. That anger will show up, right? So that is paralanguage. Then proxemics or territory or space, it means closeness. It is used in reference to space and territory. Like we if you are interested in watching National Geographic, you would remember, if somebody has said, watched that episode of for lions in Great African Pride Land, right? So they remember that a lion has got a territory of 5 kilometers of radius, right? So what is that radius? That is territory. We always say उधर आ तब बताऊंगा. उधर आ तब बताऊंगा का मतलब क्या, कि मतलब मेरे इलाके में. What is that इलाका? That इलाका is proxemics. Study of space. Space means the distance between two people, or uh, around or a distance or a space around one person is proxemics, right? It is derived from the word proximity. It can be classified as under intimate space, personal space, social space and public space. तो जो पब्लिक स्पेस होता है, जैसे मेरे और कोई स्ट्रेंजर है, उसके बीच में अराउंड 12 फीट का डिस्टेंस होता है, 8 to 12 फीट का डिस्टेंस होता है नॉर्मली. सोशल स्पेस में 6 to 8 फीट का डिस्टेंस होता है. पर्सनल स्पेस में जो फ्रेंड्स का स्पेस होता है वो 4 to 6 फीट का डिस्टेंस होता है, और जो इंटीमेट स्पेस होता है वो 0 to 2 फीट का होता है, राइट? तो हम कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे कि हु इज माय बेस्ट फ्रेंड एंड हु इज नॉट? So defining that best friend concept is based on the uh, the proximity, the distance between two friends. So if two friends are standing close to each other, but you can see that there is a space, 2 feet space, means it's not an intimate friend, means not a not, they are not best friends. They're friends, but they are not best of the friends. और जो हाथों में हाथ डाल के और कंधे पे हाथ रख के चल रहे हैं, they are best friends. But then it has got different connotations. We will talk about it when we discuss body language. We will discuss that in unit 4 again. Apart from these three, we have got a few more non-verbal types of communication as chronemics. It is the study of time, science behind study of time. Then haptics, it is about study of touch. How does a person touches it, or something like that. So we have got overall three that we have to keep in mind: kinesics, paralanguage, and proxemics. And then if somebody asks you what is chronemics and haptics, you should not be unaware of it. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको पता नहीं है. ये है क्रोनेमिक्स टाइम से रिलेटेड है, हैप्टिक्स टच से रिलेटेड है. Then let us look at communication flow. How does it flow? any organization. Now we will be talking about communication flow in context of organization. So एक organization में कैसे communication flow करता है, right? So organization, any organization uses the formal means of communication to inform, encourage and enrich the employees with the latest developments. But there are certain limits beyond which information is revealed or concealed according to situation. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हो तो आपको सारी चीजें पता होंगी, कुछ पता भी होंगी, कुछ छुपाई भी जाती हैं. When information and ideas are exchanged within organization, it is called internal communication. Of course, within that organization, it will be called internal communication. If that is done between two organizations, that will be called external communication, right? So when it is exchanged with an external body, it is called external communication, right? The functions of external communication include responding to queries from outside, persuading customers to buy a product, collecting bills, replying to customers' claim and adjustments. ठीक, तो ये सब एक्सटर्नल कम्युनिकेशन में आता है. अब इंटरनल कम्युनिकेशन की हम बात करते हैं. सो फर्स्ट फ्लो इज डाउनवर्ड फ्लो, राइट? व्हेन communication takes place from higher authorities and it is sent to people on the lower ranks, that runs downwards. So higher authorities to lower employees, that is downward communication, right? Inter-office memorandums means within that organization, when CEO writes a memo to the manager sends that to employees. So inter-office memorandums, notices, new announcements, instructions, orders and reminders. These are examples of downward flow of communication, right? So let us assume that you have got a MCQ, right, in examination, right? And you get a question, which of the following is suitable or most suitable for downward flow of communication? Letters, reports, proposals, notices. So what should be the answer? Anyone can attempt that?
Notices.
Anyone?
Notices.
Notices? Great. Yes. So like that, you may get questions. Okay. But we must understand that it is running from higher authority to lower employees, right? So proper caution must be taken care of. प्रॉपर केयर होना चाहिए. जो भी मैसेज फ्लो हो रहा है उसमें प्रॉपर होना चाहिए, वो इनफॉर्मल किसी भी सूरत में ना हो, ठीक है? अदरवाइज या फिर उसमें करेक्टनेस हो, एम्बिग्विटी ना हो, बहुत ज्यादा घालमेल ना हो, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग के चांसेस ना हो, क्योंकि जैसे ही मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी काम आपका या तो रुक जाएगा या बर्बाद हो जाएगा. So proper caution must be taken care of in downward flow of communication, as it may hamper or halt the work. Upward communication, जैसे downward ऊपर से नीचे आता है, upward नीचे से ऊपर जाता है, means lower employees to higher authorities, right? It comes from subordinates to their superiors and junior level employees to their bosses. It aims at keeping the authorities informed on the performances of the subordinates. तो ये जो अपवर्ड फ्लो है, दिस इज this resembles your annual increment during that appraisal, है ना, कि किस एम्प्लॉय ने कितना काम किया, क्या परफॉर्मेंस है, तो वो जब रिपोर्ट की जाती है, राइट, हेल्प्स इन डिसीजन मेकिंग एंड इन्फॉर्म देम ऑफ रीसेंट डेवलपमेंट्स. ठीक, अब जैसे कोई प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है, प्रोजेक्ट में कितना काम हुआ है उसके बारे में भी रिपोर्ट करना है हायर अथॉरिटीज को, तो उसके लिए हम अपवर्ड फ्लो यूज करते हैं. Phone calls, SMSs, emails, reports, and minutes of the meeting. Minutes of the meeting are summary of the meeting. Minutes of the meetings are certain tools, some tools for helping lower employees to reach out to their bosses. And that is upward flow of communication. Then horizontal flow. Horizontal flow means it takes between peer group. ठीक है. अब जैसे किसी प्रोडक्शन प्लांट में जो मैनेजर लेवल होते हैं, जैसे प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर, फिनांस मैनेजर, HR मैनेजर, मार्केटिंग मैनेजर, ठीक है. जब भी मीटिंग होगी तो ये मैनेजरियल लेवल के लोग एक साथ बैठेंगे, डिस्कस करेंगे. वो एक लेवल पे हो गया, ठीक है. सो दैट इज हॉरिजॉन्टल फ्लो. अब उसमें कोई मैनेजर है और कोई सुपरवाइजर है नीचे के लेवल का है, तो दैट इज नॉट हॉरिजॉन्टल. जैसे आप लोगों का है, आप लोगों के बीच में जैसे आप लोग बैठे हुए आपस में कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हो, किसी चीज को लेकर के कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हो. अब वो कम्युनिकेशन जो है, दैट कम्युनिकेशन इज हॉरिजॉन्टल, right? But if you are communicating with your seniors, second year, third year, fourth year seniors, right, that is not horizontal flow. But yes, if I take all the 4 years at a single level of students, so that becomes horizontal. But जैसे ही students में हम ये bifurcate करेंगे कि who is senior, who is fourth year, who is third year, who is second year, who is first year, तो वहां पे वो फिर फ्लो की बात आ जाएगी. देन हॉरिजॉन्टल फ्लो कैन नॉट बी अप्लाइड देयर. इट इज यूज्ड व्हेन एन इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन इज मेड. तो उसके लिए हम हॉरिजॉन्टल फ्लो ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन यूज करते हैं. इट कैन टेक प्लेस आइदर एट सुपीरियर लेवल और सबऑर्डिनेट लेवल. या तो बॉसेस आपस में कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं या लोअर एम्प्लॉइज आपस में कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं. सो इट कैन टेक प्लेस एट एनी लेवल, बट that level must be uniform. Decision regarding signing contracts, employment and retrenchment, collaborations, passing new policies, enhancing or curtailing benefits, and several group meetings come under this category, right? So वहां पे हम horizontal flow use करते हैं. Then comes diagonal or crosswise communication. Crosswise communication, anybody, I mean any authority or employee is free to communicate to any other employee or authority, right? So it signifies the interaction or communication across different levels of an organizational hierarchy. So hierarchy is not followed in downward, upward, when top hierarchy, from top hierarchy to lower hierarchy. In upward communication, from lower hierarchy to upper hierarchy. In horizontal flow, same hierarchy, right? In diagonal, there is no hierarchy at all. So communication flows across different levels in an organization among people who may have or may not have direct reporting relationships. तो प्रोडक्शन के लिए जो सुपरवाइजर है वो HR को रिपोर्ट कर रहा है. सो दैट इज क्रॉस कम्युनिकेशन, क्रॉस वाइज कम्युनिकेशन, डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन. मार्केटिंग का जो है वो फिनांस को रिपोर्ट कर रहा है. सो दैट इज क्रॉस वाइज कम्युनिकेशन और डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन. इट इज यूज्ड टू स्पीड अप द फ्लो ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. सो सुपर फास्ट स्पीड जो होती है कम्युनिकेशन की, वो होती है डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन. इट इज द ओनली फ्लो ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन व्हिच कैन एंश्योर सुपर फास्ट वर्क, एंड टाइम लैप्सेस यहाँ बहुत कम होते हैं. इट मेक्स इफेक्टिव एफर्ट्स, इट टेक्स इफेक्टिव एफर्ट्स फॉर अचीविंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल गोल्स. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा ये ध्यान रखना होता है कि क्योंकि हम दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट से हम इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं, कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं, ठीक, तो वहाँ पे हमको ध्यान देना होता है कि हमारे कम्युनिकेशन में ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल गोल कहीं गायब ना हो जाए. ठीक है. ग्रे पॉइंट जो है वो अब हम लोग नेक्स्ट सेशन में डिस्कस करेंगे। वी हैव गॉट लेस देन 2 मिनट्स लेफ्ट। ग्रे पॉइंट में थोड़ा सा एक एग्जांपल है जो कि थोड़ा लंबा एग्जांपल है, वो देना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। सो हियर आई स्टॉप फॉर टुडे। यू मे आस्क योर क्वेरीज। Anyone with a query can ask me.
सर
Yeah.
सर डायगोनल सर समझ में नहीं आया।
डायगोनल समझ में नहीं आया, ठीक है। अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आप अपने बीच की बात कर लो, ठीक है। 5 ब्रांचेस हैं, ठीक। नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि आपका कोई काम होगा दूसरे ब्रांच से, अगर इंटर ब्रांच कम्युनिकेशन होना है, आप एक प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हो, उसमें कुछ कोडिंग की बात आ गई, आपको नहीं आती, तो आप किससे हेल्प लोगे? सीएस से। अब सीएस से जब हेल्प लोगे तो कैसे हेल्प लोगे? पहले अपने एचओडी को बोलोगे या अपने क्लास रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को बोलोगे, वो उसके क्लास रिप्रेजेंटेटिव से बात करेगा या एचओडी से बात करेगा। वो एचओडी जो है वो किसी एक बच्चे को अलॉट करेगा कि ये काम जा करके हेल्प कर, ठीक है। नॉर्मल एक कम्युनिकेशन, ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल कम्युनिकेशन होता है। अब डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन क्या है? आपने फोन उठाया, कॉल किया, भाई ये काम है यार, ये करवा दो यार, काम आपका हो गया। You're as per organizational rules you are not authorized to take help. Of course आप किसी से भी बातें कर सकते हो, किसी से भी कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो, there is no problem at all. But अगर आपको एक फॉर्मल चैनल से जाना है तो फिर आपको टाइम लगेगा। ये जो आपने फोन उठाया, कॉल किया, आपका काम हो गया, दैट इज लाइटनिंग फास्ट। और वो क्या हुआ? लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी में फैकल्टी ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर में एक प्रोजेक्ट को अचीव करने के लिए ये किया गया, राइट। सो